you haven't been here before, for today's video, I want to paint on cards and just solely on cards. I've done some other videos where with some of them I painted on like 2 to 3 cards, but in this video, I just want to paint on cards, and I'm going to make it my goal to paint like 10. Let's do 10 cards. So, if you want to see me painting around, on some 10 or so cards, stick around. This should be fun, so let's get into it. I got a new type of primer, so hopefully I don't have to do as many coats of stuff on the cards. Yay! I picked out 10 random cards, and then for each of the cards, I taped up the sides so you could still see the number, and then just painted in the middle white. And then I just did one on camera. I didn't do all of them on camera. And for this first one, I decided to go with a cow print for some reason, some very unknown reason, because I don't even like cows all that much. But then for the second one, I decided to go a little bit different, and I decided to paint a koi fish, which I thought was really cute. I do like making koi fish. This one was a little bit weirder than usual because I did a black outline, but I think it turned out really cool looking. And around it, I decided to go with some water and a couple of lily pads, just so that it wasn't like one thing on the card. I wanted it to look a little bit more like a scene. And this one was probably one of my favorites. It wasn't my absolute favorite, but I really did like how this one turned out. I made sure on the cards that had like the queens, kings, or jacks cards, they had scenes on the entirety of them because the paint didn't cover it up perfectly. And then on this card, I decided to go with just a fruit. Like, I've already done an apple, but for this one I decided to do cherries because I like cherries. I think they taste good. And I was trying to come up with 10 ideas for cards, so I went with this. And on one of these cards, since I, again, was just trying to come up with 10 ideas on the spot, I did a question mark, which was a little bit odd. At first, I was just planning on making, like, a black question mark on a card, but then, like, I got to thinking about it, it's like, how could I make this more interesting? I made it rainbow, and I really liked how this one turned out. And then on the next one, this one was actually the Ace of Hearts, and I didn't paint over the middle of it enough, so you could still kind of see the outline of the heart, so I just decided to go with it and do lines all around it, making sure to outline that heart a little bit more, just to make it a bit more interesting. And so that's how it turned out in the end. For some of these, I did have to use an X-Acto knife to get the tape off. And for this one, I decided to go with a pumpkin, or specifically a jack-o'-lantern, because nothing says summer like a jack-o'-lantern that's for Halloween. And for some reason, I decided to name it Peachy, so this is Peachy the Pumpkin. And then for this next one, I decided to go with an ice cream cone, which I have done an ice cream cone before on half of an Easter egg, actually, and then the other half I had popsicles on. But I decided to remake this ice cream cone for fun, and this is how it turned out. I think I forgot to talk about the leaf that I made like 2 minutes ago. Sorry about that, it was just a leaf. This was another, I think this was a king card though, and I decided to paint a little mountainscape on it. It might be because I'm going to Colorado soon, so there's going to be a bunch of mountains. But I was kind of channeling my inner Bob Ross for a second, and I just painted a mountain with like some shrubbery. And for my last card, or I think this is my last card, and I drew a star first to try and make it as even as possible. It worked out a little bit, and this flower was actually based on some flowers that I've painted before for a painting, but that's not really all that much useful for the information. Anyway, I decided to make one big one and then a little one since I felt like there was some free space. And I outlined each petal with a darker blue to make it stand out a little bit more, and so you could actually see all the differences. And then I finally got a sealant for all of these, and I only showed sealing up one of the cards. because it would be kind of boring to see that 20 different times. But I got this gloss sealant, so you just paint it over the cards and it makes it so it's harder to chip away at it. And I did that over all the cards, even the cards that I made outside of this video that I've made before. I did it over those. So it's finally like all sealed up. So hopefully it doesn't get damaged at any point. And that was all I made this week. Well, not this week, but this is all I made in this video. I made all of these cards, and they're going to end up in my deck of painted playing cards, which will be pretty thick because the paint makes the cards thicker. And I like how all of these turned out. My least favorite would probably be the leaf, while my favorite would probably be the rainbow question mark. If you've made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video, or you just skipped to the end, but either way, I hope you enjoyed being here. Thank you for making it this far. If you enjoyed this video, you could like, comment, share, subscribe, or do none of that. It's your choice. But hopefully you have a great day. I'll see you in the next video if you're there. Bye-bye!